Most people, when you ask them what their favourite Dragon Ball Super episode is, usually their answer would be one of the following. Episode 39, the incredible battle between Goku and Hit, and the unveiling of Kaioken stacked on top of Super Saiyan Blue. Maybe it's episode 56, when everyone was under the impression that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta would destroy a base form Goku Black, until he surprisingly transformed into Super Saiyan Rose and leapfrogged the strength of Vegeta, Trunks, and Goku. It could be episode 66, the return of Potara fusion, and the epic, albeit short battle against a corrupted merged Zamasu. Or maybe your favourite is an Ultra Instinct centered episode, 110, 116, 128, 129, or 130. Episode 110 being the objectively highest rated episode on IMDb. Or maybe it's the conclusive episode itself that is your favourite. But would you call me crazy if I told you my favourite episode is neither of these episodes? My favourite episode of Dragon Ball Super is episode 90, and let me tell you why this particular one is criminally underrated, but also, for the lack of the better term, absolute cinema. It takes place during the preparation and team building of the Universe Survival Saga. At this point, Gohan and Piccolo have already been officially recruited for the team, and 2 episodes prior were both under vigorous training, trying to train Gohan back up to be fight ready after he's been neglecting training to focus on work and his family. Tien had also been recruited in the episode prior, and at the start of this one, Roshi, Tien, Chaozu and Goku are indulging themselves at a restaurant. I love this scene a lot. It gives an adorable quintessential OG Dragon Ball feeling, but for a brief moment you forget that the fate of multiple universes are about to be on the line. Still indulging themselves in dinner, Roshi asks Goku what he plans to do for the rest of the time building up to the Tournament of Power. In response, Goku shares his want to be trained by his master like the old days. But all of a sudden, the serene, peaceful music stops. All that is heard is the footsteps of a confident warrior, and the rattles of plates being washed at the restaurant kitchen. Gohan gets straight to the point. It's time for the father and son duo to finally face off. He even invites Tien too. So okay, it's nice that Gohan is back to full strength, but the fact itself doesn't mean that this is the best episode of Dragon Ball Super ever. There's 2 factors at play here that makes this episode really awesome to me. One is simply for the rare fact that Tien is fighting. I love seeing tertiary characters who rarely get their spotlight finally get a chance to have some much needed screen time. Before the battle coming up, and discounting filler, the last time we see Tien actually fight was briefly when Frieza was resurrected and he aided taking care of his army. I suppose he also briefly fights Beerus, which is an obvious mismatch. But if we're talking proper duels, we have to go all the way back to the Cell Saga of Dragon Ball Z. That's way too long of a downtime for Tien. It's not only that we're about to see him fight, but you could also say it's kind of poetic that he's essentially rematching Goku and a rebirthed King Piccolo. But of course, the main selling point of this episode is the prospect of a long-awaited fight between son and father. It's never happened before this episode. Well, it has, but that was first of all merely sparring and lacked a competitive edge. But it was also before Gohan's awakening when he ascended to Super Saiyan 2 and truly asserted himself as the strongest. Criminally, after that point, we never saw the strongest version of Goku versus the strongest version of Gohan. We never got the highly anticipated Super Saiyan 2 Gohan and Super Saiyan 2 Goku fight, which I suppose is fair enough considering Goku was dead at the time. We also never got the highly debated fight of Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Ultimate Gohan, a hypothetical battle that is still discussed now. And obviously I suppose it wouldn't make narrative sense for these two to actually fight each other at full strength because, well, they're both pure-hearted protagonists and not direct rivals, but the fact remains that we should have not had to wait this long for such an exciting prospect. It should also be mentioned that a fight between Gohan and Goku happens again after this episode, but that's not animated yet and won't be for a long time, so we won't discuss that in too much detail here. The combination of Tien's rare fighting cameo and the mouth-watering face-off of Gohan and Goku is about to set the stage for a really satisfying episode. A 2-on-2 battle royale to mimic the environment of the upcoming tournament, Gohan and Piccolo versus Tien and Goku. Tien wants this to be just a friendly training match, but he cannot realistically expect 2 Saiyans to stay amicable face to face with each other. It's quite an even battle, at least with both of them in their base forms, though Piccolo reminds Gohan not to get overconfident. believing overconfidence is Gohan's greatest weakness ever since he essentially threw the battle against Buu after he finally unlocked his potential. This fight is so enthralling that Roshi has to take off his glasses. After Piccolo's hyper-explosive demon wave, Tien tells everyone to stop, concerned about the environmental damage. But Gohan wants to keep going, something inside him, perhaps saying pride, perhaps just to prove to his father that he's truly back and he's serious about this tournament, prevents him from stopping. Piccolo and Tien take a back seat. Gohan and Goku dine on a senzu bean each, the stars in the night sky providing an excellent backdrop. It's time to fight for real. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan 2, and Gohan reawakens his ultimate form. Furious, Goku asks Gohan why he hasn't turned Super Saiyan. Gohan responds with an interest to pursue this current form, remarking that he wishes to achieve a form no Saiyan has achieved before. In retrospect, if you wanted to give this episode even more credit, you could say that this was a teaser for Beast Gohan. It's very possible, but I would personally avoid giving the writers of this moment that much credit. The distance between this episode's release date and Dragon Ball Super Superhero is over 5 years. I don't personally believe that you could spin this as a potential teaser, but I suppose I know equally as much as you, so if you believe that this was a purposeful hint to something they already knew, then all the more reason to appreciate this incredible episode. I cannot take my eyes off this fight. It's something I've wanted for so long and I'm finally getting it. In my head, all I'm doing is rooting for Gohan. I know that after all of Goku's recent advancements in power that this is going to be a tough and near impossible fight for him, but I still can't stop myself from cheering on the underdog. And he's doing exceptionally well, giving Goku a run for his money. Goku wants Gohan to raise his power even higher, to push past his limits. The escalating epic battle is rocking the earth beneath it. After a small smirk of princely Saiyan approval, the battle enters its fever pitch. Gohan demands that his father takes this even more seriously to show him all of his power, the absolute zenith of his current abilities. He wants to fight the strongest version of Goku to see how he compares. I also love this little moment of Piccolo also rooting for Gohan. The pair have come a long way. Imagine watching these two during the Saiyan invasion of Earth and then watching this episode. You would have never believed their relationship would come so far. Piccolo has gone from being Goku's rival to being Goku's son's closest friend and strongest believer in his power. This is it. Ultimate Gohan charges at a Kaioken stacked Super Saiyan Blue Goku, their auras dominating the beautiful night sky, and lays it all in one final attack. Unfortunately, a harsh reality hits. Goku has come way too far and Gohan has neglected his training for far too long. He's too much for his son and Gohan loses the battle. But Goku catches him before he falls on the hard ground. Even unconscious, Gohan smiles, his father smiling contagiously in response, a beautiful moment. Goku then shares that he has decided on a captain for the team, that the man that will lead them in the Tournament of Power will be Gohan. And that concludes what I think is the best overall episode in Dragon Ball Super, so far at least. I am a big fan of the Galactic Patrol Prisoner and Granola the Survivor arcs, so I do expect an episode from there to probably surpass my current favourite when they finally get animated. But this episode means a lot to me and one I will never forget. What is your favourite Dragon Ball Super episode? Let me know in the comments, and whilst you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe.
Let's keep pushing each other, son. As far as we can.